Why, hello, my wonderful, weird human beings, and welcome to my fabulous McMansion. Just kidding, I'm at babysitting. We are on June 19th, and we're just a little past the halfway point into Camp Nano. It is the third day of the Evergreen Writing Retreat, but I'm going to miss it because, more importantly, it's my mommy's birthday. So I'm going to be helping her out around the house, and we're just going to chill at her place because obviously you can't go out. But the good thing is that I'm actually house sitting for my babysitting family for the next couple of days. So today is actually day one, or the soft open, of my own personal mini retreat, which is actually pretty cool. It's actually pretty cool. So I have to get some stuff done around their house. I'm going to pressure wash the back porch, do some filing, cleaning, things like that, because I haven't been able to be here when they're here. But I'm also going to have a lot of downtime, and I'm not going to drive all the way back to my house, so let the retreat begin. Good morning, good morning. I actually had a bit of a lie-in, which is unusual for me. Oh, just my phone. But it is the first day of my DIY house sitting retreat. I got the back porch power washed yesterday, and I'm working on cleaning the house and the kitchen and all the rest of that stuff. But today I'm going to take the morning off and get a few things done around the house, and then I'm going to put on the Evergreen Writing Oasis retreat and get some work done. Come on, you silly goober. We're just going outside. He thinks he's getting a bath, so he's crawling in somewhere where he knows I can't pull him out of, but is also getting himself stuck in the process. Waffles, you're not getting a bath. Don't you want to come play? No? Alright, fine. Jackie will play with me. You'll play with me, right, buddy? Good boy. Why, hello, hello, world. We are still on day one of my private retreat, and things are going well, not necessarily in the direction I'd hoped they would. I am getting a bunch of stuff done around the house, and for babysitting, and I don't know, it's just such beautiful weather. So now I'm popping over to see my nephews because, for those who don't know, I will be leaving the country in less than a month. So I want to get in my baby snuggles while I can. So I'm going to go over and harass a few toddlers, get in some auntie kisses, and then pop back over. Why, hello there. You join me on technically day 3 of house sitting, but actually day 1 of my self-imposed retreat because I got nothing done yesterday. I power washed the back porch, did a bunch of cleaning of babysitting, and then basically fell asleep for 12 hours. But I'm back. I'm back, and I've got fancy coffee because they got one of those machines, the Breville thingy. And I got the Evergreen crew to keep me company. So I'm going to get some stuff done. And yeah, I'll see you guys a little later. And I will fully admit that I got almost nothing done yesterday. I got a bunch of cleaning done the first day, and then yesterday, I don't know, it just wasn't happening. I think part of the problem is that a lot of I was trying to multitask, I was trying to proofread while going through the Evergreen Writing Oasis playlist, but there's so much information in a lot of these that I literally just ended up sitting there taking notes. So that was really cool, and I learned a lot, but it means that I wasn't accomplishing my primary objectives, and I think I missed stuff, so then I have to re-watch. So I think what I'm going to do today is first, I'm going to eat my chia seeds with my berries. Again, I'm doing this LCHF thing because my dad does LCHF, and I'm moving to Sweden, so I'm not cooking 2 meals. So I'm going to have breakfast, and then I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate. I'm going to spend a little time editing, and then I'll watch a panel, and then I'll spend time scheduling posts. I think I want to do a video on that process, the social media scheduling, because I've kind of hit a good stride with it, and I don't know if that is helpful to anyone else, but we'll go from there. And then I'll just keep going back and forth and back and forth. So I actually have today and then tomorrow left. So I'll also mix in some last minute cleaning and stuff today, but I'm going to do a lot of it tomorrow. But yeah, that's my plan. Oh, and the massive storm clouds that they have been promising for South Florida for the last week are finally here. So that should help. Oh, and one of the things I did yesterday was I was watching all those self-care streams, and so I made a 2-minute deep breathing timer, which I'm actually really proud of. I'm pretty sure I violated some kind of monetization law, but I'm not monetized, so I don't care. I want to try and review 4 to 6 articles. That's my goal. 4 to 6 articles I want to go through and proofread before the groomer gets here, and then I'll take a break and deal with that, and maybe watch a panel after that. But that's the plan. 4 to 6 articles. So, on your mark, get set, go. Hello! Look at you pretty babies. Where'd all your hair go? Huh? Where'd all your hair go? Oh, does it feel better? Oh, yes. Look at you. Look at your pretty face. Look at your pretty face. Hello. Hello. Do you want to go for walkies now? Are you all amped up? You want to go for walkies? Yes. Yes, I know. I know. Oh, don't eat the camera. All right, folks. Things are going pretty good here at the personal writing retreat. I planned on getting 4 or 6 articles done this morning, and I got closer to 8 or 10. But the groomer was late, so it is a little later than I thought it was going to be. Oh, I stopped to have a little lunch, and I was going to take an Instagram pic of it, and then I just ate it. I'm not good at Instagram. Everyone's like, take pictures of your food. And it's like, I don't want to. I want to eat my food. But anyways, the dogs are all cute now, and they got short hair, and they smell a lot better, so that's good. And I'm just sitting in on the Naked Firefly's fabulous launch day party for the Healer's Love. If you have not checked it out yet, you should. And I think I'm probably gonna keep going with these articles for as long as I can. Oh, can't aim a camera. Sorry. And then switch over to the social media. I've only got 1 full day left here at babysitting. I'm a little bummed I didn't get through as much of the retreat videos as I wanted to, because there were a lot of videos that I really wanted to rewatch and take notes on, but I can't multitask when I do that, so I think I'm just gonna have to space those out because there's only so many hours that I can sort of designate to sitting in one spot and watching a screen before my brain starts to go, words? And that doesn't help. So, I'm gonna finish up my queso with spinach in it. I'm gonna drink my coffee, my fancy coffee, because they have one of those machines. See? You can't see. It had foam on it. It was fancy. And then I'm gonna keep on going. Also, we've now decided that the Naked Firefly needs to have Jason Momoa work on the set of The Hero's Love when it becomes a movie, just so he can give her foot rubs. So, Jason, if you're free, hit her up. Oh, you're such good boys. Are you good boys? Yeah, it's rainy, so they don't want to get up. It's not fun out there. Okay, so let me just get that. And then my cup. Drink water. All right, so here's what's going to happen, boys. I'm going to go make breakfast. You can come if you want. Yeah, you'll show up when you start smelling food. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to work on my editing for a little while. I like having noise in the background, but I find it's easier if I have that noise on the big screen. And then I usually just sit there. So I'll do that for a little bit while I have breakfast. And then I'm going to go ahead and do some more cleaning around the house. There are certain things that I can't do until like right before I'm ready to go, just because, you know, I still kind of live here temporarily. So in the meantime, coffee. Hey guys, what's up? I'm here at home practicing social distancing for I don't even know how long. God, I love fancy coffee. So it's funny because I'm watching these Rach Loves videos, which she normally talks about makeup, which is hilarious because I don't wear makeup, but she's adorable and I keep watching her. And I don't know why, but anyways, I just realized this video is like 3 months old and she's talking about things that you do to stay sane, basically, when you're stuck at home. And I'm realizing that this is in the beginning of quarantine. Like, does anyone remember that? You know? When people were still like, we're gonna go out. Oh, no, 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 we're not. No. Like, I just got to my Ringing in 2020 with a Bang article. Oh my God. First of all, this is the reason that I wanted to go back in the first place. Like, behind the scenes. That's the whole reason I'm doing this is I wrote this article while sleep deprived, and I was really proud of it until I realized that there were entire paragraphs that straight up didn't make sense. But I was all like, set yourself up for success. 2020 is gonna be our year. Oh, I'm such a naive little child. Also, puppies! Hi, guys. I cannot tell you how nice it is to have a planner again because, sorry, I just got back from walking the dogs because I was frustrated because I'm editing the backlog of articles for the nerdynanny.com and I wrote the same article twice. Not like slightly different versions, like essentially the same thing. And I wrote them twice, like 8 months apart, because I wasn't keeping track of what I was writing and I was trying to create new posts every week and I didn't have any way to organize it and I just, So I fixed it. I've been writing down in my planner the articles that I have. I have a backlog list in the back now. So I've got a list back there that's all of the articles that I've written thus far. So hopefully I won't do that again. And then I have blank spots for upcoming articles. So hopefully I won't do it again. because that's a level of embarrassing that I wasn't prepared to deal with. So, making progress. Very glad to have my planner. Why, hello, ladies and gents. You join me on day 4, 5, day something of my personal treat. It is now Friday. The family that I am house sitting for is actually staying up north further than originally anticipated, so my little mini vacation just keeps getting extended. If you hear any slurping noises, it's just the dog. So it's actually pretty late in the day at this point. I got up earlier and I got straight to it, cleaned out the tracks, got some steam cleaning done around the house, worked on the website a little bit, and now I'm making myself a stuffed bell pepper. And I have kickboxing later this evening, so I'm excited for that. But I had sort of a revelation about the website. I have propped my filming camera up on 2 different wooden elephants. And so if you see me dive suddenly for the camera, it's because it fell over. But it's fine. When I wanted to redo the website, I kept trying to make the categories for the articles make sense. Like, as I've been going back through and editing articles, I've been trying to sort them in a way that's simpler. And the problem I was having was I was trying to do everything like unilaterally. I just wanted everything in one place. And that means that you end up with a lot of categories. And trying to simplify that meant that things were ending up in groups that they didn't really belong in, and it was just weird. So instead, I figured out a new system. I'm now going in tiers: the Nerdy Nanny Network, Family Fun, and Study Stuff. And then each one of these pages has subcategories. By creating subsets of categories, I'm able to keep things a lot cleaner and a lot more organized without making them more complicated. So that's exciting because that's a pretty big breakthrough. That's something I want to do now. Number 1, because it's before I move to Sweden and I won't have time to deal with it then. Number 2, I was trying to create a system that I'd be able to grow within so I wouldn't have to do this overhaul again when I have, for example, 500 articles, because that would be a pain in the keister. So that's where I am today. It's a very good day. I'm going to enjoy my stuffed bell pepper and then keep working on my website. And later tonight, I have kickboxing class. I'm on vacation. Well, sort of. I have to clean the outside windows. And since I have to clean the outside windows anyways, may as well go for a little dip in that beautiful pool, because for the first time in almost a week, it's South Florida. The sun's out. So I'm going to enjoy that and hopefully not burn. Stay. And come here. Good boys. Whoop. Hello there, all. You join me on the actual last day of my mini retreat, and I know it's the last day because they're already on the plane on the way back. So I finished up some last minute cleaning stuff, which the dogs almost immediately undid, which is always fun. So at this point, I'm pretty much done. And it's a little bit gray outside, but I wanted to go for a last dip. I wanted to talk a little bit about the retreat as a whole and some things that I have learned. Some about myself, some from the actual Evergreen Writing Retreat. So if you haven't had a chance to check out those videos, and honestly, by now, if you haven't seen them, like what's stopping you? Some of my favorite were definitely the ones on marketing and diversity in writing. The diversity in writing panel hands down one of my favorites. But then also, Robert the Story Detective did one on 4-act writing as opposed to 3-act. And just reframing stories in 4 acts made so much more sense in my brain. And it actually helped me with a huge sort of mental block I've been having on my middle grade fiction story. I meant to start the story earlier and I wanted to be further along with this, but I wasn't, it wasn't hitting right. And I know that if I try to force a story, it's just going to be weird. But I feel like I've got it. But anyways, one of those stories that I was using as part inspiration for my middle grade series was The Gallagher Girls. And so I need to go back and reread those before I make any more progress. But I'm a lot further along than I thought I was going to be, you know? I haven't finished editing all of my articles, but I am 3/4 of the way through them. I've reformatted my website. I need to do a little bit more cleanup of that, and I'll probably try and do that today before I go pick them up from the airport. And then I don't know, I'm leaving for Sweden a lot sooner than I like to acknowledge. I mean, really at this point I'm 3 weeks out. 2.5. 2 and a bit. So my leaving date is right around the corner, and I've been trying not to worry about it while I'm on the retreat because I can't do anything about it while I'm here. But there's a lot of things that I need to handle, and there's a lot of things that I've already handled. So there are a lot of things that I still need to handle, and then of course there's a lot of things that I have already handled, and I'll be getting more into that next week. But I don't know, it feels weird because I'm trying to wrap up so many things at once. Because it's not like when you leave for vacation and you have to make sure you empty the fridge. I'm gonna be gone for probably 2 years, and there's just so much. And if I start thinking about it, I get overwhelmed. So what I've been trying to do is just bookmarking it for deal with later, because there's nothing I can do about most of it. Most of the things that I'm stressing out about have to do with the state of the world, quarantine numbers, flight policies, things like that. But I've done everything I can as far as that's concerned. So I need to just stop. But I did want to recap some of the things that I learned through this Camp Nano process, because this was the first time that I actually participated in full, or, as much as I ever have. The whole 5K a day, 5 days a week thing went out the window as soon as I started my mini retreat, but it was actually fairly consistent. So some of the things that I've learned: I need to have a specific goal, not a general one. Saying 5K a day, 5 days a week helped, but even beyond that, I needed to be like, okay, no, I'm going to work on this specific article for the Nerdy Nanny, or I wanted to edit in this specific book, because that way when I get up the next morning and I start working on something, there's no decision making to be made. Because that was what was slowing me down the most, was the decision making process, trying to figure out what to tackle out of these series of things that I needed to handle. If I just sat down and thought about what I needed to do today, then when I roll out of bed the next morning, I get writing immediately and I get stuff done. And because I've gotten stuff done, I feel good and I continue to get stuff done. And that for me is critical. Part of that is reducing the number of decisions that need to be made. So like when you're a kid, pulling out your clothes for the next day. But as an adult, it means deciding which projects take priority and which one you need to work on first. The other one is reducing the number of distractions. I don't know if you guys are like me, but I tend to have about 20 million things pulled up on my computer at any given time. And if I open my computer the next day, I'm like, oh, there's that BA test kitchen video that I wanted to watch. I'll watch that first. Next thing I know, it's 2 hours later, and I've done nothing but watch YouTube videos. if I close out the windows the night before, then I can go ahead and dive straight into what I'm working on at the time. And that's huge. Streamlining my decisions so that I don't have to make a lot of decisions in the moment. And they're already made for me. I can dive straight into it. And also reducing distractions. The other thing I figured out is that streams, as much as I like them and as much as they're helpful for staying motivated, are not my most productive writing time. So I like streams and I like participating in them, but I do better with longer writing sprints, so 40 minutes to an hour. And this was something Becca C. Smith mentioned too, was that she does better with hour-long sprints. Like 20 minutes just isn't enough. And yes, I can get stuff done in 20 minutes, but it's not my most productive use of time. So I think I need to recognize or be better at recognizing when I'm participating in a sprint to get things done versus when I'm participating in a sprint because I need the motivation that the camaraderie gives me to sort of get re-energized and stay on track. So yesterday I did a self-care stream with the wonderful Austin K, Cache Warren, and Mr. Grayson. And us three ladies were wearing masks as Mr. Grayson stared at us like we've all lost our minds. There were adult beverages involved. The idea was to create a productive self-care stream. So like getting things done while taking care of yourself, like getting things done that would take care of yourself. I don't know how productive our productive self-care stream was, but the self-care was there. So that's all that matters. But it got me thinking about building self-care into a routine, either daily, weekly, or a monthly, and how important that is. And I've been thinking about this more because the self-care routines that I have in place right now are for my current environment and the resources I have at my hands. So spending time with the nephews, going to kickboxing, these are things that I straight up will not have access to after I move. So I've been trying to contemplate self-care here and the core of what it is that recharges me so that I can figure out a way to recreate it when I get to Sweden. And I don't know. We'll see how that goes, but it is a priority. And I will have 2 weeks of self-quarantine after I land before school starts. So hopefully I'll be able to figure that out. I think that's just about it for me. It's been an interesting experience, and I cannot tell you how much the simple act of getting out of my own house has recharged me. And if you have an option to do it, if you have the resources to get to an Airbnb just for 3 days, 2 nights, just to get out of your own living space for a little while, it's huge. It really is huge. And it completely offers a new perspective and just reframes all of your thinking. So if you have the opportunity to do that, I highly recommend. And even if you don't, try to change things up at home. Move your desk to a different place. Try writing in the kitchen or the dining room as opposed to your bedroom. We're going to be in for a long couple of months and years. I think everyone has acknowledged by now that quarantine and lockdown and social distancing, these are not short-term measures. They're going to be around for a while. So take the time to figure out what you need to do to take care of yourself and do it. Take the steps to take care of yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and in every way that matters. Take care of your environment and take care of future you too. Don't just indulge in the treats for now because it makes you feel better, but think about the things that tomorrow's version of you will thank you for, and do that too. So I hope we can all stick together and get some wonderful words in while hopefully remaining mostly sane, and do good.